This video is on arterial and nerve supply of scalp. So let us begin with the arterial supply of the scalp. Scalp has very rich blood supply, and in fact the arteries which supply scalp, they anastomose also freely. Now these arteries which reach the scalp, they are branches of first this artery which we can see here. This is the external carotid artery, and the second artery which will provide branches to the scalp, that artery is this artery, that is internal carotid artery. As the name suggests, external carotid artery means this artery is going to supply the structures in the head neck region which are outside the cranial cavity. And the internal carotid artery, the internal word, that means this is going to supply the structures which are present within the cranial cavity. So this artery is going to enter into the cranial cavity. But once it is inside there, it will give a branch. I'll show you that branch also. And through that branch, it will supply some arteries or some branches to the face and to the scalp also. We'll see a little later which is that branch. Now coming to these two arteries, these are branches of an artery, that is common carotid artery. So common carotid artery is the main artery that will give supply to the structures in the head and neck region. Besides that, why I'm saying mainly this artery, because we do have another artery, that is subclavian artery, that will also supply certain structures in the neck. So one more branch I would like you to see here before we get into the branches of scalp. This artery which you can see here, coming here, this is the ophthalmic artery. This is one of the branches of internal carotid artery, and this is not only going to supply the structures in the orbit, it will give two branches which will emerge on the face and will supply part of the face and the scalp also, right? So briefly I can say here, the main artery that supplies head and neck region is the common carotid artery, which divides into two branches, external and internal, and scalp will receive branches from both external carotid artery as well as internal carotid artery. Let us look at the branches now. So here, how many arteries in total will supply the scalp? They are 5 in number. So 5 arteries, 1, 2, we can see here 3 and 4 and 5. So these are the 5 arteries which will supply the scalp. Let us see here. 3 will be coming from external carotid artery. So you can see here, this is the external carotid artery. 1 is reaching the temporal region. Remember these names. Temporal region, right? Because that way you'll remember the names of these arteries. There is another branch going from external carotid artery behind the ear. Behind the ear. So this is the second one. And the third one is going to the occipital region, right? So one going to the temporal region, another going behind the ear, and third going to the occipital region. So these are the 3 branches from external carotid artery. Coming to internal carotid artery, 2 arteries will be from the branch, that is ophthalmic branch of internal carotid artery. And where are they appearing? They are appearing just above the superior orbital margin. This is the orbit will be here. So superior orbital margin, that you have to remember. Now let us start with the first artery here, which is a branch of ophthalmic branch of internal carotid artery. This artery is supratrochlear artery, right? So as I said, these 2 branches will be appearing just above the superior orbital margin. So remember that word, superior, supra. Remember, supra word you should remember. Now supratrochlear. Trochlear means a pulley. At the medial angle of the eye, we have a pulley-like structure, fibrous structure, through which one of the muscles of eyeball that actually passes. So just remember that there is a pulley there at the medial angle of the eye, and that's why the name is supratrochlear artery. The other artery that will be a branch of internal carotid artery, that is supraorbital. This is simple to remember. Above the superior orbital margin, supraorbital. So these are the 2 arteries which will be branches of ophthalmic division, ophthalmic branch of internal carotid artery. Right? Now let us look at the arteries from the external carotid artery. I said first goes to the temporal region, so it is superficial temporal artery. Why the word superficial? That means there must be deep temporal arteries also. In the temporal region, we have a muscle known as temporalis muscle. So this artery is superficial to that. The other arteries, they will be deep to that. So the name is superficial temporal artery. The second one, remember, goes behind the ear. So what will you name it? Posterior auricular artery. Right? So this is posterior auricular artery. And the third one, which goes to the occipital region, this is the occipital artery. So this is simple to remember. Superficial temporal artery, posterior auricular artery, occipital artery. All these three are branches of external carotid arteries. So total how many arteries are supplying scalp? 5. 2 are branches from internal carotid artery and 3 are branches from external carotid artery. When we look at the top view, right, of the scalp, then again we find here, this is the supratrochlear artery, this is supraorbital artery, supra word, remember, supra, above the superior orbital margin. They are branches of internal carotid artery. How many branches of external? 3. Superficial temporal, posterior auricular, and occipital artery. Now what do you see here? If you look at this, there is a very rich anastomosis between the branches of the two sides, right? They are also anastomosing, and there is also anastomosis between the branches of external carotid artery and internal carotid artery on the same side also. So scalp is one of those sites where you have anastomosis between the branches of internal carotid artery and external carotid artery. We will now look at the nerve supply. So nerve supply of scalp, right? So there will be two kinds of nerve supply, and these will be the sensory and the motor. So the sensory word means this will be actually supplying the structures which will be present in the receptors which will be present in the skin, and from there it will take the sensations to the brain. And the motor means it will be supplying muscle, and there is only one muscle in the scalp, and that muscle is Occipitofrontalis muscle. Now let us see the sensory branches. 4 will be in front of the auricle. 4 branches of scalp. Now scalp, what you can do is you can draw an imaginary line joining the two auricles, right? So the way you wear your headphones, okay, so that way if you divide, then we have scalp in front of the auricle and scalp behind the auricle. So there will be 4 sensory branches in front of the auricle, and there will be 4 branches behind the auricle. So this is simple. Now let us see here the branches which are in front of the auricle. They will be coming from which cranial nerve? Trigeminal nerve. And trigeminal nerve has got 3 subdivisions or 3 divisions. We'll just look at that a little later. Trigeminal nerve is the sensory nerve of most of the face and anterior half of the scalp. This is the territory there, okay, superficially. So it will be providing sensory innervation to the scalp and anterior half of the face. There are many structures which will get sensory supply from trigeminal. I am only telling you about face and the scalp. Then 4 behind the auricle. Behind the auricle, these branches will be coming from C2 and C3 cervical nerves. So it is easy to remember. If you go put your hand on the posterior aspect of the scalp, your lower part of the hand is touching neck. So that way you can remember. So this will be supplied by C2, C3 cervical nerves. Now you must be wondering, where is that C1 gone? So this is very, very, very important. You must remember C1, that is first cervical nerve, does not give any cutaneous branch. There is no cutaneous branch from C1 cervical nerve. So this is simple. Now let us look at the motor. 1 will be in front of the auricle, 1 will be behind the auricle, right? And they will be coming from which nerve? They will be coming from facial nerve, the 7th cranial nerve that will supply the muscles of the face also and the muscle of the scalp also. And which is that muscle which is supplied here? That muscle is Occipitofrontalis muscle. So this is clear. Now let us begin with the sensory supply of the scalp. Now here, as I said earlier, how many branches are supplying here? Anterior to the auricle. So this is the auricle. We have drawn this line and divided the scalp into two halves, right? Anterior to auricle and posterior to auricle, right? So here we have four branches. You can see 1, 2, 3 and 4, right? And they will be arising from which cranial nerve? Trigeminal. As I said earlier, trigeminal has got how many divisions? 3. So first is ophthalmic. Remember, it will be close to the orbit. It will be meant for the eyeball, the structures present within the orbit. Second will be maxillary. So next bone that you can see here is maxilla. That way you can remember. So maxillary division is there. And third division is mandibular. As you go more posteriorly, you find here mandible. So it is easy to remember. So the three divisions of trigeminal are ophthalmic, maxillary and mandibular. Let us look at their branches, right? So total of 4, but here we have only 3 divisions. So ophthalmic will give 2 branches, maxillary will give 1 branch, and mandibular will also give 1 branch to the scalp. So from the ophthalmic division, let us see which are the branches. Supratrochlear. This is the supratrochlear. Now, remember the arterial supply also. So there the ophthalmic artery was supplying 2 branches. Here the ophthalmic division of trigeminal is also giving the branches with the same name. So supratrochlear you can see here, and the second branch will be the supraorbital. So sometimes there are 2 also, supraorbitals also. So I think this is very simple here because this is exactly like the arterial supply. Sorry. So ophthalmic division of the trigeminal nerve will give how many sensory branches? 2, and these are supratrochlear and supraorbital. Let us see the branch of maxillary division. Which is that? This is zygomaticotemporal. This is one word only. So now just look at this. This bone is zygomatic. This area is temporal region, right? So which nerve? Zygomaticotemporal. That will be there. And then we have one branch from mandibular, and that is auriculotemporal. It will supply part of the auricle also, skin of the auricle and the temporal region. So auriculotemporal. So it is simple to understand. 2 branches from ophthalmic which have the same name as the arteries, supratrochlear, supraorbital. One from the maxillary, that is zygomaticotemporal. You can put your hand here over the zygomatic bone and the temporal region. So zygomaticotemporal. And from the mandible, remember the ear now, you have reached the ear, auriculotemporal. So these are the nerves that will be providing sensory innervation to the scalp in front of an imaginary line which is drawn to connect the 2 auricles. Coming to the posterior half of the scalp, right? So here the nerves that are going to supply, they will be from the spinal nerves, and which spinal nerves? C2 and C3. Now, in our body, the anterolateral aspect of our body, that is supplied by the ventral remiz of the spinal nerve, including our limbs also. And the posterior part of our body, right, that area near the midline of the posterior midline, right, so that strip, right, of the skin, that will be supplied by the dorsal rami, and the muscles also there present there. So this you should keep in mind, that anterolateral part of your body is supplied by ventral rami, including limbs, and the posterior part of our body, that is supplied by dorsal rami of the cervical, the spinal nerves. Now let us see here. So we will have the ventral rami and the dorsal rami. So now, as I said, ventral rami has to supply the lateral part of the posterior region of the scalp, right? Here laterally. Okay, and the dorsal rami will supply the posterior aspect. Let us see the branches here. Total, how many branches have to be there? 4. So 2 from each. 2 will be coming from ventral rami and 2 will be coming from dorsal rami. So let us see what are these branches. The first one is great auricular. We are still close to the auricle. Remember, in front was auriculotemporal. So posteriorly also you will begin with that name, auricle. And where is it now? It is present just behind the auricle, and this is a big nerve. You can see great auricular, right? Root value is C2 and C3. Next we have, now the nerves which will come, they will all have the word occipital, right? So the one which is coming from the ventral ramus, which will be supplying here, right, that is the sixth one, that will be the lesser occipital, and root value will be C2. Now from the dorsal rami, they will be greater occipital. This is the greater occipital, much bigger area it will supply, greater occipital. Again, root value is C2. And the last one, right, that will be, the posterior most will be the third occipital. And as the name suggests, third, right? So the root value will be C3, right? So let us see how to remember first the names and then the root values. How will you remember the names? From the ventral rami, one nerve that you have to remember, the first one on the lateral aspect, that has to be close to the auricle, so great auricular. And after that, you have three occipital nerves, three occipital. So keep the lesser one, the smaller one, more anteriorly. So lesser occipital, then greater occipital, and obviously what do you have now? The third occipital. Okay, so these are the three nerves. Now root value, you should remember, the middle two, they will have C2. Third occipital, it is not difficult to remember, C3. The only thing that you have to remember is the great auricular, that receives from C2 as well as C3. So this is the sensory supply of the scalp. Coming to motor supply, as I said, which muscle will be supplied here? Occipitofrontalis muscle. So here we can see this green is the epicranial aponeurosis. This is the frontal belly, and this is the occipital belly of occipitofrontalis muscle. Which nerve is supplying? Facial nerve. Now you can see these muscles are quite apart or far away from each other, the bellies. So one branch from facial nerve cannot supply. You need to have two branches. So let us look at the branches now. The first one is the temporal branch. Just see, it is coming from temporal region. It is simple to remember. It will be coming from the side to supply the frontal belly. So the name has to be temporal branch. So this temporal branch will supply which one? It will supply the frontal bellies. Then next we have another branch. This is behind the ear. This nerve is coming from behind the ear. So the branch, name of the branch will be posterior auricular branch, and this will supply occipital bellies. So occipitofrontalis muscle is supplied by which nerve? Facial nerve. Which two branches? Temporal and posterior auricular. Temporal supplies frontal belly and occipital, posterior auricular supplies occipital bellies. So that's all for this video. Thanks for watching, and if you have not subscribed, please subscribe my channel so that I can put more such videos. And if you want the questions and answers in anatomy, all types of that, then visit the website, that is anatomyqa.com. Thanks once again.